Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel. I'm doing a speed build today, as you can see and as you've probably seen by the title. It's basically part of the Sims squad. It's a Discord group. You can also find them on Twitter. I'll put the details down below. But this build is based on a 1920s home. I went for an English 1920s home just because I'm from England, blah 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 blah. Thought it made sense. And I was originally going to go for a 2-story build, but I decided against it because it didn't look as good. I didn't just the way I'd laid it out, it was much nicer as a single-story house. So that's why I kept it that. And I also built it in Windenburg because I see that's quite like an English town in itself. There's a lot of like townhouses. It's all very sort of country-like. So that's why I went with that. And here I was just deciding what to do with the porch because I didn't know whether to match it with the stone on the house or contrast it, but I think I change it later on in the video. But yeah, other than that as well, I might as well add, I hope everyone's doing okay in quarantine. It's a bit manic, isn't it? But we just gotta keep going, don't we? Just gotta keep staying safe, keep staying home, just do the best you can, and hopefully we can fight this thing, you know? One thing I found out as I was researching this build was that there's a lot of dark wood involved in 1920s design, which I found quite interesting. I'm not a fan of dark wood, but again, I obviously was not born in that era, so I have no clue. And a lot of wallpaper I found was very out there. I suppose you would call it out there nowadays, which I found interesting. But what I did like about this challenge is it forced me to play the game in a way I wouldn't usually. You know, I usually stick with very modern homes. This isn't something I would usually do, like, at all. So I found it fun. And I tried to find like the most old looking fireplace I could. So I whacked that in there, made the front room the living room. It was going to be that middle room, but I changed my mind. And I went with these luscious. Oh, sorry, I burped. Wouldn't be a video of mine without a burp. Luscious salmon pink sofas. Look at that. Oh. Now, I also thought this would be probably someone who's a bit more higher class. So I didn't really have a budget. I was just going all out, you know. But I actually really like this room. I think it's super cute. And I think I also add like a little painting area. Because one of the rooms I was researching had like this living room which had like a desk with like a load of artist sketches and stuff, and I thought that was really cool. Like, I suppose that is something you would have in a living room back then because, you know, technology wasn't as advanced as it is today, which I thought, yes, I want a bit of that, so I put that in there as well. But yeah, as I say, this was a really cool build. It took me an hour and a half, which is nuts. And I do have to say that building is one of my favourite things to do in The Sims 4 because I can't fault the building system in The Sims 4 at all. Like, I absolutely love it. I love the ease of it. I just think it's the best building we've had in any iteration of The Sims games. So I can't fault it at all. I just love it. It is something that does genuinely pique my love for The Sims again. The gameplay, on the other hand, is debatable. I'm not really interesting. I'm trying to find it interesting. Like, I don't play it like in my own time as much anymore. But I'm still playing it on the channel, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't know. We need some gameplay improvements. That's what we need at the end of the day. But anyway, I was adding some nice fancy pantsy pictures, because what is a living room without its art, you know? And I actually remembered curtains for once in my life, which is pretty crazy. But again, I wanted them to sort of fit with the time, so that's why they're in there. And now we're moving on to the main bedroom. And also, I must say, I found a lot of the vampire stuff worked really well for this build. I haven't used any CC at all. I was just going off what the game has. So yeah, I used a lot of the vampire pack, just because it fitted in with the whole style of everything. Put a little chair in the bedroom, because you know, you might be sitting there having a little read. I'm currently reading Lord of the Rings. Let me know what you're reading in the comments, because I love a good book. Love it. Anyway, I put in these cute little lamps because, oh, why not? And this rug I've never used before, because I just wouldn't usually in my gameplay, because I just don't. Like, that's a vampire rug as well. Funny thing is, I don't really play with vampires that much in The Sims 4, but when it comes to building a home like this, I was using loads of the stuff. Like, stuff I haven't even really looked at properly because I just don't use it in my game. This second room, I was imagining it as like a 2 daughters living in this house. And again, I was sort of going with the dark wood vibes of what I was searching online, and sort of the same with the artwork as well. It was sort of similar to what I was looking for. But I think overall, this house turned out really well, in all honesty. I bloody love it. That's all I'm saying about that. But also what I like about building is I just get sucked into it. Like, I'm gone. I'm in another planet, you know? That's how it feels like. That's why I love it so much. But yeah, it's my cute little bedroom here. And I was going to put a doll's house in, and I was like, nah, it's far too big. Why are the doll's houses so massive in The Sims 4? I will never understand that. As well as the telescope. Like, come on now. We don't need a telescope that massive. Crazy. I was going to use a massive table in the dining room there, but changed my mind because I was like, it's a bit too big, and realistically only like 4 people would be living in this home. But I also wanted this dining room to be a place that they could wine and dine, you know. They're in my mind, they're able to do that because, you know, they got money. So yeah, again, going with the dark wood, that was a theme that just kept coming across in my research. So yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying it. If you have joined in this challenge, let me know and I'll check out your videos as well, because I'd quite like to see what everyone else has built. Like, I like looking at everyone's like different creative designs. Like, I think it's cool how everybody has like little different things that they do. Like, the people who add so much clutter to their builds, like, I absolutely love them, because like I want to do that, but like I'm just so impatient. Like, I want my build done, you know. But I think those people who go that extra mile to like really make it their own, I love it. It's great. I was going to put a rug in there in the main hall, but decided against it because it wasn't like, I wanted it to be central to everything and like central to the door and everything. So, you know, that's why I didn't use a long rug, you know what I'm saying. Now moving on to the kitchen, which was a really interesting one because in my research on the old Google, I found that a lot of the kitchens didn't actually have countertops. It was like, tables, which makes sense because, table works just as well, I suppose. But I decided to go with the old-timey looking oven and fridge because I thought that worked well. I can't remember what pack that came in, to be honest. I actually have no clue. But looking back on the build, I think I could have, because I was going room by room and like doing the main parts of each room. I think I could have gone back into each room and maybe added a little bit more art and a little bit more clutter. I don't know why I didn't. But I think it turned out really well. I like it. Whether I'll play it, I don't know. But I will upload it to the gallery because that's something I always forget to do. I show my builds on YouTube and then I forget to put them on the gallery. So I will have to do that. But yeah, it's all good in the hood. And then bathroom. I just stuck with just a traditional bath because I think most people had baths back then instead of I lost my train of thought. Instead of shower and a bath, but I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, I used a lot of the vampire stuff just because it fitted in with the vibes that I was going for. I'm proud of this pack, not this pack, this build. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? What could I have improved? Stop burping in your videos, perhaps, Chloe. That would be an improvement, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Also, I'm finding that a lot of my... Is anyone else finding that the days are just sort of blurring into one? Well, we seem to have paused a bit here. I think I must have... I think I must have missed that in the edit. That was probably me looking at something on the internet at the same time. I changed the porch because I didn't like the red stone, so I just went with this like generic stone kind of vibes, you know what I'm saying? And then I went with like an iron railing that I found again in the vampire stuff. I think that worked really well. Whether that would be a thing in the 1920s, I don't know, but I liked it. I think it fit. And here we go into the garden and a bit of landscaping. I struggled for this for a while. I didn't really know what to do. I was gonna cut the whole thing off with a fence, but I was like, it doesn't look right. And then I was gonna try to do a patio area, but it was too square. I didn't like it. I was like, So I was just fiddling around with lots of different things at this point because I was trying to figure out what is going to work best here, And I put a little bench outside because everybody needs a little garden bench. I need a garden bench. I've just got sun loungers, which I tell you, it's great at the moment. I tell you that now. Sun is just, it's just beautiful at the moment. So I'm soaking it in every chance I get. But I think, here we go. I decided to do some terrain paints instead, which I don't use often, so this was quite fun actually. And then I sort of cover the borders with lots of different plants just to give it less of a stark shape that it had. I wanted it to look kind of more natural. And I quite like the wishing well in this as well because it just, I don't know, it's a cute little thing to add, I think. Then again, I was putting some more plants around here. Beautiful, beautiful. And then along the front as well, because I was like, it looks a bit plain along the front. So, also, does anyone find it annoying painting underneath plants? Like, I don't know if it's a Sims spazzy out thing, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, I can't paint right underneath the plant, if that makes sense. And here's the final few plants I'm putting in. I actually really like landscaping. I never used to because I was just like, oh, it's such a faff. But I actually really like it at the moment. I've been doing it a lot in The Sims 3 as well. I've been playing a lot of Sims 3 in my spare time at the moment, so it's good fun. Let me know if you want to see any Sims 3 content, because I love The Sims 3. And then I just decided to border these plants with stone. I didn't do it all the way around because I thought it looked alright as it is here. But I don't know, let me know what you think. I don't know if I should have put rocks around the whole thing or not, but I just did it around this bit. I think it looked pretty cool. So there you go. That is the landscaping pretty much done. In a minute we'll go into some screenshots of the final build. There's the outside for you. Beautiful, darling. Beautiful. And here we go. Look, the living room. Beautiful, if I do say so myself. That's the back of the living room. Oh, it's so cute. That's a master bedroom. Love that light on the side. Not sure if that was vampire stuff or not. Kids' bedroom. Cute. Chair is sitting in the wall there. Just ignore that. Doesn't matter. My bathroom. I always find it hard to get bathroom screenshots. If anyone's got any tips, let me know. And kitchen there. And then I think we go into the dining area, and then finally just a little shot of the back garden. But if you enjoyed this, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.